My friend group replaced me with someone who looked just like me while I was gone, and what everyone said next made me question every memory I had. The ride from the airport felt wrong from the start. Liam had always been the kind of friend who made everything feel easy, the kind who would blast our playlist and talk over every song. 6 months apart should have meant hours and hours of catching up. Instead, he drove in near silence, offering short answers when I asked about work or his family. His eyes kept flicking to his phone and his responses came out flat and distracted. When I brought up our usual Friday night dinner with everyone, he hesitated just a second too long before agreeing. When Friday rolled around, I got to the restaurant 15 minutes early like always, but despite that, I was usually there first. Everyone else was already there. Our booth was full. Someone new was sitting in my spot, the corner seat I always took. Their name was Alex, and the first thing I noticed was how much we looked alike. Not twins, but similar enough that we could have been siblings. Same build, same style, even wearing a flannel shirt like one from my closet. I pulled up a chair from an empty table and tried to join the conversation, but nobody acknowledged me jumping in. I made a joke about the parking and got complete silence, while 2 minutes later, Alex made almost the exact same joke and everyone died laughing. Someone brought up the escape room incident and I started telling my favorite part, but Liam interrupted and said that happened with Alex. I stopped mid-sentence because that was impossible. Alex launched into the story using details I remembered living through. Alex did this laugh that sounded exactly like mine. This specific snort laugh I had always been self-conscious about, and everyone cracked up the way they used to when I did it. One of our friends arrived late and did a double take looking between Alex and me before sitting down without saying anything. I brought up our Friday tradition of going to the diner for milkshakes. Liam looked at me like he had never heard of it. He said we go to that dessert place across town now, the one Alex found. Alex leaned back in the booth the exact way I always did, one arm stretched across the top of the seat. Liam called Alex by the nickname he used to call me, that inside joke that was supposed to be ours. My friend pulled out her phone to show pictures from her wedding last year, and my stomach dropped because I had been in that wedding. I gave a speech that made her cry. I got drunk with Liam at the after party. She started swiping through photos in the shared album, and I leaned in to see myself in the wedding party. Except when the photo came up, I could not tell if it was me or Alex. The person was wearing what I wore, standing where I stood, but their face was angled away from the camera. She swiped to the next photo. Same outfit, same position, but impossible to say for certain who it was. I grabbed her phone and zoomed in, but the more I looked, the less sure I became. It could have been me. It could have been Alex. My hands started shaking because I knew I was there, but I could not prove it. I pulled out my own phone and opened my photos from that day. Same shared album, same ambiguous photos. I scrolled to someone dancing with Liam. I remembered that dance, but the person could have been either of us. The beach trip where someone got sunburned, my birthday party, graduation with an honor cord. Every photo showed someone who looked like it could be me or Alex, and I genuinely could not tell anymore. I looked up and everyone was staring at my phone with the same confused expression. Liam squinted at the screen and said, "I honestly cannot tell who that is." Someone else asked, "Wait, which one of you was actually at the wedding?" Alex looked at the photos with genuine confusion and said something that made my blood run cold. This is so weird. I feel like I remember being there. Nobody was gaslighting me. Nobody was lying. Everyone was just as confused as I was, and that was somehow so much worse. I was holding my phone, looking at photos from my own life, and I could not prove to anyone, not even myself, that I had actually lived those moments. I stood up so fast my chair scraped against the floor. Nobody tried to stop me or ask where I was going. I walked out of that restaurant knowing I had lived those moments, given that speech, been at that wedding, but unable to prove any of it to anyone, including myself. My phone started buzzing with messages from the group chat asking if I was okay and if we could figure this out together. I turned my phone off and started laughing in my car because I was either losing my mind or something impossible was happening and I had no idea which one scared me more.